I want to talk today about a topic that I think is really important that most people watching this video are either struggling with or maybe have some tips for everybody, and that is how to consistently pay off debt when you feel like the finish line is never coming. As you know, about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, I sort of jumped on the minimalism bandwagon. The main reason was not because of the wardrobe or because of the biceps, but it was really because I wanted to get control of my finances. I was proposing to my wife in a few months, and I wanted to make sure that the one thing that we had locked in were finances, because that's the number one reason for divorce, and I didn't want that to be our story. I wanted us to be better than that, I guess. I didn't want finances to ruin our relationship. So we got into minimalism, and we got into Dave Ramsey, we got into all this crazy stuff. And about a year and a half later, we've paid off a bunch of debt. A few months ago, I made a video where we had paid off $21,000 in debt, and at this point, we're at about $36,000 in debt that we've paid off, as well as paying off a few things with cash like home renovations, tree removal, and then a new roof. All those things are paid for with cash, no credit cards, no anything used. And I want to talk about how when you're in the middle of the slog, how you keep pushing through, because that's where I'm at right now, and hopefully what I tell you will help you in your debt payoff journey. So right now we have $25,000 of debt left. We just paid off an additional $1,000 today on my wife's student loans, and it's down to under $15,000. It's $14,388. Not that I'm counting. That's the first tip I'm going to say is know the numbers, because the numbers sometimes can be large. $14,000 seems almost insurmountable, especially when you look at it like a day-to-day basis. Like, I don't just have $14K I can just drop on some debt. That's a ton of money. But when you think about it in these sort of little baby steps, you know that, okay, well, this week we're going to be paying off $1,500. Next week we're going to be paying off $1,000. Next week we're going to be paying off $500, or whatever your numbers are. When you have that mapped out and planned out, and you have a deadline and a date that you're going to pay all this stuff off, it becomes a lot easier to actually pay this stuff off because you know there's a finish line. If you start a race and you don't know when it ends, you're never going to know when to like sprint at the end or how hard you should push yourself. If you're running a 100-meter race or a 26-mile marathon, you're never going to know how fast you should go, because if you're running 100 meters, you should run as fast as possible. But if you're running 26 miles, you should maybe pace yourself a little bit more. And it's really important to know that. It's really important to know where the finish line is at. So I would say the first one is definitely know the number, know the finish line, know these things. If somebody asks you how much debt you have, you could say, I have this much debt. But really, what you should say is, I have this much debt and my payoff date is August 14th of 2021. Whatever it may be. And when you have that date in mind, you start to realize that these days aren't that far ahead. Like, let's say you have a year to go. At this point last year, it probably doesn't seem like that long ago, but it was an entire year. So if you just think about it like that, like, you know what? If I take it day by day, I can get this to go a little bit quicker and I can really make some big strides. Hopefully I can get that August of 21 payoff date down to day 1 or to July or something like that. And to have those goals in mind are really important. It's really helped me knowing that like there is a finish line. Our debt payoff day is February 15th. We know that that's the day we're going to be paying off our debt. That's when my wife's student loans are 100% erased, and we're totally debt-free of student loans. We don't owe Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae any more money. They're done. And that's a really important day for us because that's actually our wedding anniversary, our 1-year wedding anniversary. And these things are really important to us to actually hit, because we told ourselves we were going to pay this money off by that day, and we're going to pay this money off by that day. That's the plan. There is no if, and, or but. And knowing that is really important to me, and I know it's helped my wife a lot. Next is, while thinking about the deadline and the finish line is really important, you got to take it day by day. You got to think about what each decision will do for you tomorrow. I try and operate in this way, and I think this should help you guys because this mentality has helped me a lot. And it's, I want to operate today so future Scott is happy. One thing that I've been trying to do is lose some weight. I'm down to like 186 pounds. That's down like 5 pounds for me, 10 pounds sort of overall over the last 4 months, but 5 pounds as of late. And it's really important for me when I'm eating these foods and making these decisions. It's, should I go to McDonald's for lunch or maybe a slightly healthier option, or should I make something? And it's like, okay, well, what will future Scott like? If future Scott's gonna like me to make something at home or get a healthier option while we're out, That's what future Scott's going to appreciate. Future Scott's not going to be happy that I had a Big Mac and fries and a Diet Coke and then later on I had another snack. I want future Scott to be proud of past Scott. So I try to make sure I operate on that sort of thesis of future Scott. What will he think of past Scott? Will he look on me kindly, or will he look on me with disappointment? And you should think the same thing with your finances. If you want to buy something new, like a new camera or a new phone or a new computer, you don't really need it, but you just sort of want it. What is future version of yourself going to say? Are they going to be like, oh yeah, go ahead, I'm so glad you bought that? Or are they going to be like, I wish you didn't buy that because now we have to deal with this payment or we have to deal with this problem. It's just pushing everything further and further back. You need to ask yourself these questions because most times you'll get to the right answer because you'll start thinking about it not from the point of, I want this new thing today, but you think about it from the point of a month from now or a week from now or even a day from now. What am I going to think? Am I going to know that this was a mistake? And that's when you're going to start making big strides. I know that's helped us out a ton, is to think about what is future Scott, what is future Carly going to really think about our decision in the moment. The third and final thing is know that it's hard. Know that you're doing something that's strange and that people are going to look on you like you're an idiot and that your decisions are wrong. Family, friends are going to have nicer cars than you. They're going to have nicer this than you. You're going to have nicer that than you. But know that what you're doing is the right decision and that at the end of the day, it's the hard road. But the hard road was never put there for the weak-minded and for the people that have weak disposition. So make sure that you're really thinking about, yeah, I'm weird, but it's okay because I know what I'm doing is right and I know what I'm doing is going to make me happy in the future and everybody else is going to be wanting advice from me in the future. Thank you for watching the video. I'm Scott. What are your tips that you've gone through and how much have you paid off? I'd love to hear the stories. What do you think about the new office? I'd love to get a tour of it if that was something you guys were interested in. That light pole is super cool. I really like it. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget, I made a video with my friend, a music video that I'll link down below in the description. I would really appreciate it if you check that out. I made and filmed and edited the whole thing. He just wrapped it, so it's sort of like one of my videos, but on his channel. All right, thanks again for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.